My name is Ashwini. I welcome you all today to my channel, and today I am going to talk about the books that have changed my life. Books have played a very important role in developing the mindset that I have today, but there is a catch when you have to decide on which books to read. So my method is, whenever I'm stuck in a situation, I find out the books related to those issues or related to those topics. I review them. I spend a good amount of time reviewing because I'm going to do a lot of time investment. I want to make sure that I'm getting the maximum out of these books, and that is why, to make this video helpful for you guys, I'm also speaking about the situations in which these books have helped me, and these are the books that have got me the maximum ideas out of them. And these are like, that old pair of jeans or one pair of shorts that you keep wearing again and again and again, and you get the maximum use out of it. So these books are somewhat like that. They have multiple ideas which I'm using, and I go back to them as references each and every time I'm faced with those situations. So the first book, let's talk about our health, right? Health is the most important category in our well-being. So if you are the one who's confused with the n number of diets that are out there in the market, just like I was 7 to 8 years ago, I was like absolutely overwhelmed with what do I need to get improve my health, what do I need to follow. There are so many diets, so many exercises, and the basics of nutrition was not clear. And at that time I was not that big a fan of reading also, so I did not want to put so much knowledge into my head which I would not even understand at that point of time. So there was this one book which my friend recommended, which is Don't Lose Your Mind, Lose Your Weight by Rujudha Divekar, and I'm sure most of you must have already read it by now. But this book actually simplified many things, and it also gave me a methods, not a method, many methods on how to simplify your diet, and also at the same time make sure that you are eating a nourished and a balanced meal. Right? So there are these how-tos given in the book, so that is why it, in a very local language. I'm originally from Mumbai, so the author of the book is also from Mumbai. She talks in a very local Mumbai kind of a language, and it's a very simple read, very quick read. So if you are thinking about what diet I have to follow or what are the basics of nutrition that I need to keep in mind for my meals, you should give this book a read. It's a very nice read, and it's a very fun read. Actually, most of the books that I have here are fun reads. Similarly, the second category is obviously, for me, it is finances, right? Just as your health, your financial health is also very important. And of course, like I, just like any other, youth of this generation, I used to save, I used to invest a few, but I used to do it out of a lot of regret, like, oh, I need to save, why am I not making more money, and all those things. So the mindset was not right. So the second book I recommend here is Sophia Amoruso's Girl Boss. Now I know you guys will be like, Girl Boss, if you guys have already read it, you will know that there is no financial advice as such, or no, she does not guide you on what investments to make. But that book helped me to adopt a good mindset towards money. So there is this line in the book which says $20 looks better in the bank than on your feet, okay? Or like, you should always save for emergencies, and vacations are not emergencies. And also there are certain points where she talks about how whatever amount of money you are spending, you need to get equal amount of value back. That thing should actually make you happy, and you should be proud of the money that you have spent on that, just because that piece or whatever you are buying is actually making you your experience rich, right? So she talks about a silverware which she got to eat her food, and every time she ate food she felt very nice about it. So that is the kind of expenditure that you should do. And obviously I knew all these things. It's not new. In Marathi we say karta pan vadat nahi, hai na? So that means you know all these things, but you just don't have the right mindset to do it. So she talks in this whole book about how she built up her own business, and that was from $0. She was absolutely in no debt while building it, because nobody would give her that money. That's a side story that you can read in the book. But she did it from $0 without any debt, and how she did it is only because she knew how to manage money, how to manage the amount of income that is coming in, and she's spoken very well in that. And this book, apart from all the other lessons that she has given in this book, this financial knowledge, or the mindset, I would not say knowledge, the mindset that she has given in this book is absolutely amazing. It changed my mind. It shifted my mind towards thinking that whatever I'm doing with my money should bring happiness to me, and it should be a long term happiness, not just temporary, sort of a retail therapy, you say. Okay, so the third category here is now mindset. Now, mindset is obviously a big, area. It can be financial mindset, it can be mindset towards your relationship. So it's a big concept. But when I say mindset, I'm talking about a particular situations in which individuals face problem. Maybe somebody does not have a mindset of having consistency in their work. Somebody might struggle with having confidence mindset. So all those kind of things. My issue was, I, just like any other youth of our generation, I would think, for that matter, my issue was going from point A to B for me has to be very fast. I did not enjoy the process. I only enjoyed the results. Only after I get there, I'll be happy. Only if I achieve this, I'll be happy. So that was the mindset, and I always was in the go mode, which I am today also. As I said, I'm a work in progress. But this particular book, that is The Practicing Mind. I know these books are not the common suggestions that you hear so often, but these are the books. As I said, these books give me so many ideas. Like, for example, Practicing Mindset taught me how to go from point A to B and not be miserable in between, how to always have your eye on the end goal, but that should not be the only goal for you, and you should make the process more enjoyable. This sounds very cliche. I know many of you will be like, yeah, process has to be enjoyable, everybody says that, but how do I do this? Get your hands on this book. This book actually explains how you can do it. And the second one in the same category would be The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Now, law of attraction, everybody knows. Some people believe, some people don't. But this book actually talks about how it works and what are the how-tos, right? There are different ways and different methods people talk about how to do the visualization techniques, and but unless you are convinced of why you are doing this, I don't think any number of techniques will work for you. So this book actually talks about how to do it and why you need to do it and how does that thing work. So it's like the entire science behind this whole law of attraction and positive mindset and vibrations and everything is actually explained here. So you know in each situation what is the mindset that you need to have to overcome that. The action will come later on, but if you are not believing that there is something right going to happen through this action, you will not do it, correct? So this book actually talks about how you can build up that kind of a mindset, and everything which talks about how to do it, I am up for it. So this book is very nice. It's a good read, a very peaceful read, maybe while sleeping in the evening, 15-20 minutes if you give it a read. It will show you some results. It will show you how to actually be positive in every situation so that your actions that follow are also positive, if you know what I mean. And the next category is about professional growth. For my own career, being a fresher till maybe I think when I was 4 or 5 years experienced, everything was good because I had that energy, I had that vibe. I was always excited to do something. But just like any other professional out there, or for that matter IT professional, not IT, just for that matter any professional, after a few years it becomes kind of stagnant and you are like, nothing that I do motivates me to go to work basically. And I was also one amongst everyone who feels like that. At that point of time, I read the book Lynchpin. And to be honest, I have not completed that book, but whatever part I read, it just blew my mind. Because in Lynchpin, Seth Godin talks about how this whole culture of employees that was there 30-40 years ago was designed, and how schools originated just to create people at create bunch of employees which can then do their work as workers in the factory. So that was not much expected out of them. There was set of rules that they had to follow, and that was it. But in today's world, things are different. Unless you bring value to the table by what you are doing, and you bring some advantage to the company that you're working for in your organization, there is not going to be much for you left. And when I analyzed my situation, I was like, yes, I'm just doing the same repetitive thing over and over again and again. Where can I bring the creativity in my work? And to be honest, it did not go like, oh, I went there and eureka, I got a new idea and everybody started appreciating. No, it did not happen there. I struggled with finding, because you're so used to that kind of a work atmosphere or work culture. It's very difficult to break out of that pattern. And that's where the book so good, be so good, they can't ignore you, help me. That is also a fantastic read. So these two in combination will actually help you change your thinking pattern on understanding what is the value that is expected out of it, and when you are ready to provide that value and that those new ideas to your company or to your organization or to your seniors or whatever it is, they will reciprocate. Maybe not for the first time. When I showed my ideas and I had some concepts, they thought, okay, why do we need all this, chal raha hai, so it's going on, let it go on the way it is. So one or two times I also got shot down, but then when I worked on my skills of presenting things better and letting them see what is the value in it, being able to market things very well. So you see, there is only one skill that I tried to develop was to bring a creative idea, but then to sell that idea, to have to market that to my seniors and leaders, I had to develop another skills, and that's how one by one skills got developed, and I'm still getting better at developing those skills. But that's when your value appreciates in your organization, and that's when you can trade that value for whatever you need. Maybe it is more money, maybe it is more time off work, whatever it is. Unless you provide that value, there is nothing going to come in return. And we need to really have an open mind. Like if I have an organization, I would want the employees to give me value is only when I can give them more benefits or whatever they are asking for, right? So it is a fair deal. You do not have to think like, okay, it's 2 books, you will get a lot of information on how to be a better employee or a better person, for that matter, get better ideas, and just whole dunyadari you will come to learn if you know what that term means. Alright, so as I said, this progress was very slow. It did not happen over time, and that is the reason, and I was not able to document those things, and that's the reason I'm creating these YouTube videos. I'm talking more about it in this video. Make sure to check out that video, and I'll see you in the next one. You take care. Bye then. Bye.